every subject is really two subjects, wanted and the absence of what is wanted. And the way you feel is the indicator of which end of the stick is most active. So here's a new statement to lay over that. As you hear this and get what we mean by it, it's going to set you free on so many things. When you say what you don't mean, the universe hears what you do mean. So that's like saying, if you feel deprived of a relationship and you're making strong statements of a relationship's coming and I'll know it when I see it, as sort of trying too hard thing, then every time you say a relationship is coming, you're just continuing the path of least resistance that you had going. That's why we want you to start fresh every day. Get on that high-flying disc and then. So there are a couple of things that we're encouraging you to do. Lay new pipes, which is think new thoughts, but do it from your high-flying disc. So really what we're saying to you is, if you're going to think about relationships, make sure you're on a high-flying disc before you do it. And if relationships have been a problem for you and you're on your high-flying disc, for a while it will be the reason that you're not on your high-flying disc. Because what will happen is, as you start thinking about what it is you want to think about from this habit of vibration, this momentum that you've already got going, you won't be able to maintain that good feeling and you will know it. Did that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Esther has begun saying to herself, because she hears this and she gets it. She wants to feel good at all costs, so to speak. If I have to not think about that, then I'm willing to not think about that to stay on my high-flying disc. How I feel is the thing that matters the most, which means some thoughts, she'll start down the path and she'll think, I've got 17 seconds. I've got 17 seconds to either commit to that or to make another decision. She said to a friend the other day, there's something I want to tell you and I have 17 seconds to do it in. So there are a combination of things that we're encouraging you to now do. Do your best to get on the high-flying disc. Do all of your affirming and laying of new pipes from that. And sort of chill out on the other subjects. Don't try so hard. Don't work so hard. Because what you're describing there is evidence of bringing to yourself the very thing that you do not want. Which means when you think about relationship, what's most active in your vibration is the relationship you don't want. Okay. For a lot of people, what's most active in their relationship is absence of a relationship. So every time they talk about it, it's like shooting themselves in the foot because they just keep grinding away at the old pipe and making a pathway of... And so think about what we said as we began here today. What you think about is causing you to carve out a path of least resistance. So you thought you were carving out a path of least resistance to a relationship that mimicked your new name. New person, new name, new relationship. But without even knowing it, you were carving out a path of least resistance that led you right to the place that you were before that you didn't want to be. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So what to do? Stop thinking about it, because the more you think about that subject, given that's the momentum that you've got going, then the more you're going to carve out the path of least resistance to what you don't want. Do you hear the power in what we're saying? What we're really saying is stop thinking about your issues for a while, because your issues have momentum going. And every time you're thinking about the issue and trying to turn it around, you just carve out the path of least resistance or the path of more allowing to the thing that you do not want. So that's why we want you to get on the high-flying discs. That's why we want you to do things that make it easy for you to feel good. That's why we want you to hang around with people that are fun to be with. That's why we want you to do anything and everything you can that helps you to do the only thing that really matters, which is gain control. It only takes about 30 days of your own vibrational frequency. Gain control of what your point of attraction is. And then, once you know you've got control, then you can go back and address some of these issues without it taking you from your high-flying disc. So, we've been saying for a while, we'll be really brief, that let's say you have 10 things that are, let's say you have 5 things that are important to your life experience. And 4 of them are going extremely well, and 1 of them couldn't be going worse. You usually think about that one that's going worse. It's the one you give the most airtime to because you're problem solvers. But that's the last thing that you should be doing, because that's causing you to carve out a path of no resistance or a path of least resistance to more things like that. And if you do it long enough, then the four things that were going well will start misbehaving just like the one thing that is not going well, because you let that be the basis of your vibration, and then that's the basis of your point of attraction, and then everything starts acting like that. On the other hand, you could have four things that are going badly and one thing that's going well, and you could focus on the one thing that's going well, and that could be the path that you're carving out. You see what we're getting at?
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't want to make too much of all of this. What we really want to say to you is, you've done enough thinking to keep yourselves busy creatively for 20 or 30 lifetimes. You've put enough in your vortex. You've sifted through enough contrast. Now it's time for you to focus on step 3. Now it's time for you to get on that high-flying disc and let the universe yield to you on every subject that's important to you, the manifestational evidence that is a vibrational match to this high-flying disc that you have discovered. And you're going to come away from a few days of applying this feeling your true power. And things that have been bothering you just don't bother you so much. You'll find yourself listening to someone talking about something that you used to join in on, and it will feel insignificant to you, because it is. And then when you start recognizing that this invincibility is really yours, then, as our friend was asking earlier, then you begin to want to deliberately focus upon things that are of interest to you. In other words, to have accomplished that high-flying disc and then find a subject that is interesting to you and give it your undivided attention, non-resisted attention. Seeing those subjects that interest you take on new shape and form and depth and breadth is the most exhilarating part of life experience. And that's what you all came for. That's what you all came for. You said, I want rich contrast that inspires big desires, and I want enough evidence to make me want to gain control of my vibration, and then I will exercise my knowledge that my point of power is right here in my present, and I will stand here practiced and ready for the awareness of all of the good things that I've attracted. Esther has been in Del Mar for a few weeks, and the other day she went to a fast food restaurant and got her favorite, we won't tell you, well, we will, In-N-Out burger, and then went down to Mission Bay to eat it. And she was watching people who had gathered there for fun. There were people on jet skis, there were people on sailboats, there were people sunning, people running, people exercising, people picnicking, all manner of people all over this place. And Esther just sat in her car and enjoyed her burger and watched them, and she was feeling high and invincible. She had been practicing this for a while. She'd been feeling so good. She'd been doing everything that she could think of to put herself in that place of feeling good, and she had good feeling momentum going, really good feeling momentum going. So she's just sitting and enjoying. And then she thought, I wonder how they're feeling. And so she started looking at them with a little more purpose, and no one looked like they felt like she was feeling. And then she thought, well, they've come down here because they want to feel good. I came down here because I did feel good. She thought, I found my high-flying disc and then I came. Where so often, and she remembered of herself as well, I've come here for it to cheer me up. It's different. When you get on your high-flying disc and then, you get on your disc and then you follow the inspiration. Oh, the dynamics, the synergy, the co-creative power, you begin to feel invincible because now you've accessed this energy that creates worlds. You have a leverage that few deliberately harness, but you can. So Esther sat there. She has her notebook and she writes things that occur to her, and she wrote with clarity, Universe, show me others who feel like I feel. So now it's time for her to leave, and so she gathers herself up and gets back out onto the roadway. And this roadway goes through a couple of intersections, and then it goes right onto Interstate 5, back to Del Mar where she lives. And as she crossed through the intersection, it was hard for her to get through without clogging it, because the traffic was backed up. And as soon as she got through the last intersection, she realized, there must be a problem on the freeway. And there's no escape because everything says no U-turn and there are no streets to turn off of. In other words, she was now committed to get on the freeway, and the freeway was clearly clogged. She was on the inside lane, and so she immediately just made an illegal U-turn. And so did the car behind her. It was like synchronized illegal driving. And now she's facing the intersection that she had just come through, and happy that she is not on that path of most resistance. She found illegal, we'll give it that, path of least resistance. The man who had been behind her, who is now in front of her because they've turned around, got out of his car, beautiful white hair, smiles that looked bigger than his head, and came to the window of her car and said, I've been driving around here for a long time, and never, ever, ever have I seen anyone follow their gut instinct with such success so quickly. It had not been 2 minutes since Esther had asked the universe to show her someone who felt like she felt. His wife was in the car, clearly not feeling that way. She didn't want him to make an illegal U-turn. Esther felt certain that he was coming. If he'd have been a generation younger, he'd have high-fived her. It was that feeling of exhilaration, that feeling of being in control of your own life, that feeling of doing what's best for you. And of course, Esther wanted to tell him so many things because she was enjoying his enthusiasm so much. She wanted to say, I do that kind of thing all the time. So you get what we're talking about. We're talking about getting tuned in, tapped in, turned on, getting into that place where you're in such vibrational alignment with clarity and knowing and broader perspective that you access the leverage of the energy that creates worlds, and you begin to create as you've intended to create, not with your physical determination, not with struggle and stress, but by accessing this energy and pointing it toward the things that you are asking for through open pipes that you are practicing. So if you think of these spinning grid discs, let's just call it the high-flying disc. That's what you want to be on, that high-flying disc. You want to be on the high-flying disc, but sometimes things have happened that make it impossible in this moment, or improbable in this moment, for you to be on the high-flying disc. So what we are suggesting is that you do it when it's easier. Don't wait until something is manifested and has your attention, because when you're looking right at something that you do not want, there's plenty of momentum going. And there's not enough that you can do focus-wise usually in that moment that's going to change that momentum. And that's why we say, hang on, it'll be over in a little bit. After a good night's sleep, you can take another run at it. So now we would like to say to you that while you slumber, during that sleep time, you know what that is? Do you know what the real benefit of sleep is? It gives you a respite from your momentum. Because it's sort of like in that high-flying vibration. Imagine a cork bobbing up on the surface. You can hold it under the water, but when you let go of it, it's going to bob right back up to the surface. So we want you to realize that it is natural for you to feel good. It is natural for you to be in alignment. It is natural for you to be blended with all that you've become. It is natural for you to have full resonance with who you are. And it is unnatural for you to be focused upon something chronically or even all day that holds you in a feeling of a knot in your stomach, because you're defying your energy. You're disallowing the full energy that is you. So as we talk about these discs, and we encourage you to get on that high-flying disc, if when you awakened first thing in the morning, you acknowledge, ooh, I have a sort of clean slate because during the night my momentum stopped. So now I can choose a good feeling thought. If you choose something that is general, something that's not too detailed, something that feels really good, and you're able to maintain it for 17 seconds and then another, and you actually manage to lie in bed until you've crossed the 68-second mark, now you have a chance to have different momentum going today. Your point of attraction, your spinning grid, so to speak. What comes to you, it is our promise to you, will be a vibrational match to how you feel. Now, you might not make it till breakfast before something causes you to fall off that disc. You might not make it till breakfast, but you can do it again tomorrow, and you can do it again tomorrow, and you can